Hey guys, it's Dr. Sam Robbins. Now, I had recently done a blood test for my yearly physical, and I needed to go to the doctor so he can talk to me about everything. And then my regular doctor, unfortunately, was on vacation, so another doctor had filled in for him when I went for the checkup. And as a new doctor was looking over my blood work, he basically said, hey, it looks like your testosterone levels are kind of high, especially for your age. Mind you, I'm almost 50. And he continued to say that your FSH and LH levels are fine. So your testicles are functioning well and everything else looks pretty good. Your CBC levels, cholesterol, blood sugar, and A1C. And you look healthy and you look like you take good care of yourself and work on, probably eat well. However, I would be concerned with such higher levels of testosterone because it can lead to prostate problems or prostate cancer, health problems or heart problems or heart disease, and even premature death. And he says, next time we'll also do a PSA test as well to make sure your prostate is healthy. So let's do another blood test in 3 months. And at this point, I wasn't sure what to do, right? I could have quickly started to question him, why he would say such things, but that would have just led to a debate, most likely an argument. And in all honesty, at this point in my life, I know there's no point, especially with some quote unquote know-it-all physicians who just don't want to listen to you. And I just have very little tolerance for anything these days, honestly, especially when it comes to ignorance or borderline stupidity from a physician who should know better. Needless to say, I politely said, okay, thanks for letting me know. And then I quickly changed the subject so I can leave. And this leads me to today's topic, which is the top 3 myths about testosterone that even your doctor doesn't know. Okay, so let's start with myth number 1, that high testosterone leads to prostate cancer. Now, the older a man gets, the more potential prostate problems. In fact, if you live long enough, most men will probably get prostate cancer, or at least BPH, which stands for benign prostatic hyperplasia. And for decades, when a man did get prostate cancer, they were given drugs that lowered his testosterone levels down to like 0, and then the cancer did get better. Basically, they were medically castrated with these drugs, okay? However, no study has been linked to testosterone being the problem. So, in fact, the problem is typically linked more so to what testosterone can convert to, and that's estrogen, more specifically estradiol, and DHT, also known as dihydrotestosterone. Now, let's pause for a second, all right? Step back and forget about all this medical stuff for a minute, and let's just look at things logically. When is a man's testosterone the highest? Yes, when he is younger. And when is the testosterone the lowest? Yes, when he is older. So logically, we see that the opposite is true, because if high testosterone was the real problem here, young men would have all these prostate problems, not the older guys. But let's keep going. Also, when is a man's estrogen and DHT levels the lowest? Especially in ratio to his testosterone. This is the key, the ratio. Again, it's when he is younger. And when is these two hormones, the estrogen and DHT, highest in ratio to testosterone? Yes, again, when he is older. So we see that logically speaking, all right, it's not testosterone, it's more so estrogen and DHT that are linked to prostate problems. Again, having youthful testosterone and a healthy hormone profile is the key to having healthy prostate function, as well as libido, erections, muscle mass, mood, and just longevity. Myth number 2, high testosterone increases your risk of heart disease and heart problems. Again, this is another old myth that many people still believe that, testosterone is bad for your heart, okay? And probably because it can increase cholesterol levels and can cause high blood pressure and so forth. However, this, again, is not true. And so many newer and just larger, more accurate clinical studies show the opposite. In fact, testosterone is good for the muscles, and thus heart is a muscle. It's good for your heart muscle. Higher testosterone levels actually help support healthy cholesterol levels and blood pressure levels. And it does so by also improving so many metabolic factors. Young men, they typically eat junk and they're drinking all the time. They don't take care of themselves. They don't sleep well. They're partying and all that stuff. And yet they still have healthy cholesterol and blood pressure and blood flow. Again, they do have higher testosterone levels, which helps with so many metabolic factors. You need to know is that when you naturally boost your testosterone levels to higher levels within the normal youthful range, every aspect of your body improves. Your muscles, your organs, your bones, brain, and mood. Again, What needs to be done is do so naturally. Myth number 3, that high testosterone causes early death. And this probably has more to do with it linking to the prostate and heart problems that I mentioned earlier. Unfortunately, new studies clearly show that the higher testosterone levels are linked to a lower risk for quote unquote all-cause mortality. Basically, it shows that, in fact, in one large study, that 21% lower risk of death with higher testosterone levels. Again, this all comes down to having naturally higher testosterone levels within that normal range and having that youthful hormone balance, all right? This does not mean taking testosterone injection or other forms of exogenous testosterone. You want to do it naturally, again, from within, which means endogenously, not exogenously. And this can be done, again, with simple lifestyle changes. And I've listed below this video just numerous ways and quote unquote hacks or tips that are best ways to optimize your testosterone levels and hormonal balance.